I started no-tilling 40 years ago, and I had no idea what soil health was. I did it because it was more economically feasible. 25 years ago, my son was at Penn State University and worked for a big farmer close to Penn State, and he cover cropped everything right behind the silage chopper. So I went home and started cover cropping everything behind the silage chopper. It wasn't until about 10 years ago that I realized that the no-till and the cover crop really would grow into a soil health benefit to me.
I have been doing no-till since 1982, and then since the mid-90s, really focusing in on adding cover crops to my cropping system. 100% no-till, 100% cover crops on about 300 acres.
I started no-tilling because it's good for the soil and it's a lot quicker. There's less steps involved. You don't have to till the soil, you don't have to plow it. And the added benefit is that it's environmentally friendly.
You could argue that plowing has been done for millennia, but it wasn't very aggressive up till then. When John Deere invented that plow to turn the soil over, that made it so much easier to plant, and it was able to break up the prairies in the Midwest so they could actually plant into that. And that was the reason why it became so popular so quickly. And we all heard what the damage was that was really come to light during the Dust Bowl.
The first thing I'm gonna try, we're just gonna take some soil from long time no-till and some soil from my neighbor's farm and see what water does to the soil. So if the raindrops are beaten down and the water can't penetrate, it's gonna start running off. And as it runs off, it's gonna carry nutrients and fertilizer with it. Our heartland country out where they grow all the corn, they have about 2% cover crop, and that's why all that heartland country drains into the Mississippi, and we got this dead zone in the Gulf that's as big as the state of New Jersey. It's runoff.
Trees are really important to the insects in the stream because they provide the shade to cool the water off. They have the nutrients from the leaves coming in, which is a food source for the bugs. And they also prevent runoff going directly into the stream. There's a stonefly, mayfly. If you see these sensitive indicators there, that's a sign that water quality is good. This is Trout Run. It's located on a nature preserve. It's owned by Lancaster Conservancy. It's open to the public, and it's one of the nicer streams in Lancaster. It's got amazing amount of nice bugs, the sensitive bugs that I was talking about. It's kind of a rare jewel, I would say, in this area right here. There's agriculture in this area, but this stream's just sort of buffered from it. Insects sort of are one of the bottom level of the food chain out here. A lot of them eat algae and microbes, and then they become a source of food for the fish and the birds and turtles and salamanders and anything else that lives in the stream.
Well, this is special to no-till planting. Okay. So that's our no-till corn planter. We have the trash movers in the front here. They will part the trash and make a way for our disc openers. All planters have these disc openers on. And then it'll open up a slot. The seed firmer will push the seed to the bottom of the slot, and then these wheels come along and close it up. We have nitrogen in the two center tanks, so we will be actually banding nitrogen as we apply the seed. We have some pop-up on the outside tanks, so we do it all in one shot.
Once the corn is planted and the corn is coming up, you can see it down the row. We'll come in at some point with Roundup or some type of glyphosate, and we will kill the cover crop. And then once that starts to die and the corn is coming up, I mean, it'll continually be green.
Now we're starting to rely a little less on those herbicides and a little bit more on cover crops for weed control. And through some fairly modern, I guess you'd say, techniques of rolling down cover crops and crimping cover crops, we can even reduce our herbicides even further.
For the last spring and this spring, we didn't use any insecticide on the planter, because what the most recent research shows is that some of the insecticide that we had been using are actually killing the beneficial insects. If we don't use some of the insecticide, some of the good insects can eat the bad insects, and we don't have to spend extra money for that, and we're not hurting anything else more than we need to.
The Tuck One stream flows right through my farm, and it's noted to be one of the cleanest streams in Lancaster County. It's just something that I want to keep it as clean as I can, and I don't want to be putting things into that stream that's going to harm the life in that stream, and then more so downstream. When you get into the Chesapeake Bay, you're talking about people's livelihoods that it affects. I've talked to the fishermen there, and so having that connection was really important to be able to understand that what I do in my fields can affect their livelihood.
The soil and land it's the only earth that we're ever going to get, so we have to protect what we have. And in order to protect that, we have the different mixes of cover crops we can put in there to help build the soil. And if there's something growing there, it'll help filter the water, preserving the bay, or just keeping water clean in general.